stats, you know, we may have gotten outperformed, but when you win, you didn't get outplayed. So, you know, their running back had a great day. Their quarterback, I thought, was really solid on the day. You know, we got a couple of picks. Number one, Leonard is an NFL guy. But I also thought that we did, you know, the gutsy stuff it takes to win. I'm becoming increasingly I'm more impressed with the players I'm coaching. You know, that was freshman, sophomore over there on defense. I mean, and then you got Demetrio, who is the solid core of emotion and positiveness, and so, you know, we're a good football team. We probably ought to be sitting a little differently than what we are, but I don't think there was any way in this season without having to learn some things, and we used what we'd learned earlier, you know, to fight this one to the wire. So I'm happy for Griffin Thomas but I thought he and Hamish provided solid kicking game, except for the first kickoff that went out of bounds. I thought with Sean, we came in at halftime. With Sean was trying to, he did a great job of running, but what we finally just said, hey, there are not really any real big holes in here. You just need to hammer what you see and make first downs. And I just thought he was tougher than a pine knot now. And we started off with him having some relief with Buster, and then Buster wasn't available. I don't think that's serious, but it may take some time. But that's, you know, that's from the sideline. Marquez pulled a hamstring and had to come out, and at the end he acted like he had maybe took the knot out of it, could go. Thought Cody had some really good moments in the game, and I don't think he'd be satisfied with some of the things he did either. But I tell you, Cody always adds great energy when he comes in the game. I thought probably as impressive a thing as there was in the whole game was the pressure we put on our quarterback. I mean, 4 sacks. That's pretty special. And you're talking about Jordan Jackson, Mike Winnier, who came here as a quarterback. I mean, you're talking about the development of heart, not really the development of a great skill. Pass rushing is a lot to do with heart. You know, as far as, you know, what we've got in the red zone 4 times, we got 4 scores. They got in the red zone 5 times, got 3 scores. You know, which is about the flip from last week. So happy to win. I'm glad I'm coaching these players. They make me want to get up and go coach them somewhere.
On the win, what's your emotional sense now? Just having to see Griff hit that field goal after what he went through last week.
Well, you know, we've seen Griff, you know, be pretty good. It really did not bring you asked me a direct question, I thought it was due. Because I know the guy, I thought my feeling was it was due because he's a good kicker. And last week I just had no doubt was an aberration. And there was a lesson for him, and we're going up to Eastern Illinois next year, is don't start messing with the dang wind before the game, because the wind is not a thing you need to be messing with. I think that's what got me.
You sent Quez out on the coin toss for the overtime deal.
Right.
Is there any message in that at all?
He's the captain. I mean, Marquez Ivory is the leader of this football team. I mean, we send one guy to go talk to the enemy to either make peace or make war. If Marquez would be the guy that we sent over there. I mean, So the message was he was available to go in. We thought we would start with Cody and just see if we couldn't run the ball into and keep his legs in the game. But if it'd come to a different situation, Marquez would have been out there.
He had knocked the kink out of the
I
hammy.
guess that's what I was told now. That's what I was told. I don't know whether that was, I'm gonna tell anybody anything, I gotta tell them to get back out there.
Well, I mean, 'cause when he made the run, it was, he ran it and that's probably when he tweaked it, and then he saw the change, and as soon as he got the first down, he went down.
He went down, but he would have made it a lot worse. He tried to go down before it got bad, and maybe that's what happened.
And is Buster's deal a continuation of what happened to him early in the year?
It's not the same thing.
It's
It's
not-
not the same thing.
It's not the same thing?
No. But, I don't think it's as severe as the last thing. Outside of that, I'd be playing doctor if I tried to tell you. But I was given some very general information. That's about what I got, what you got.
How was your heart going the last quarter and a half, or overtime and a half? They had 2 shots to kick it, they made it, and then the flag, and then they missed it, and then what they did.
I guess you'd have to say things balance out over time. Because you'd have to obviously call that a break, wouldn't you? But I tell you what now, we gave them more continuation of possessions with penalties. I don't know. I mean, I'm Corpus. It's not it's not acceptable. But I don't see careless. I mean, the penalties today, they get face mask on the quarterback. He had both his arms around that guy. He didn't tackle him by his face mask. I wasn't over there and I can't see it. But the thing with Robert, he was throwing the guy off. He wasn't swinging at the guy. He wasn't losing composure. To what degree that would be called. It's amazing sometimes variations in tolerance.
One thing, just beyond what you're talking about, the penalty thing, one thing I think you're probably not happy with is the propensity for the big plays. I think they had like 7 in the first half, like 25 yards or more. And sometimes you keep that down and sometimes you don't. Was today?
Well, I'd like to study it before I comment on it, to be honest with you, but it's not good. You can have 6 in a game and feel like that's your benchmark. You can have 3 runs over 12 yards. You got 3 passes over 16. I think we were over the top, over the benchmark. But, I'd have to see why. Best assignments, they outpositioned us. I didn't see anybody out there get beat. That last drive when they scored, we had our hands in position, like in the touchdown. Robert, the ball goes right in there after 10, he goes by, and there was about 4 or 5 in that drive that I thought we were all over them, and they made plays, giving them the credit, but certainly you wouldn't equate it to bad defense when that happens.
With what's coming in here next week, that's not what the big play thing is not what really what you want to see. And I don't know.
Now, we're sort of back to the drawing boards. Chris is really good at this. He shakes it off, and whatever worked last week, he doesn't fall in love with nothing. This is who we're playing. There's a whiteboard. It doesn't have anything on it. We're going to reinvent ourselves every week. I like it. I sit in there, and that's where I spend my time, is in there. And all I try to give them is a perspective of what the offense is